I was an air stewardess. I worked for Emirates Airline when I was in Dubai.
I socialised with friends, went work every day.
In my spare time, I did a lot of very active sports: tennis, swimming, skiing.
I met my wife doing a ski season in La Plagne, France.
We lived in London for a couple of years and got married.
Nigel was living just down the road from here in Northcote Road.
At the time, I was actually working between London and Derbyshire.
We've always talked about having children.
Yes, I thought I would always have children. It was always in the plan, I guess, from word go.
I didn't plan to have children. My first daughter was a bit of a surprise, baby.
I had a planned elective caesarean section. We had a really wonderful delivery.
And at that point, I just kind of looked at this little sort of 8-week-old baby in my arms and thinking, oh my God, you know, what's gone on? How? Why? What have I done? Just a huge sense of guilt came across me. But, you know, 6 years on, that sense of guilt is still there.
I guess you're a bit numb. I don't think you really know what to think because you don't know what the problem is. You know there's something wrong.
Because we didn't know what was going on, it was a huge time of uncertainty.
I realised quite quickly I was going to have to learn a lot and fast.
It was very difficult to talk to too many people outside the initial circle because we were still trying to come to terms with things ourselves, and we were trying to cope with our friends' grief and family's grief as well as our own.
It was you know, we weren't expecting it. There was nothing had shown up on the scans, and it was just we discovered it when she was born.
I remember being told it was a permanent bilateral sensory neural hearing loss.
Firstly, she was diagnosed with chronic lung disease. Then she was diagnosed with profound hearing loss.
She has a condition called microtia, which means she has a little ear.
My son has got a severe visual impairment, so he's registered blind. When he was about 3, it was a late diagnosis, but he was diagnosed with mild to moderate hearing impairment.
She is deaf-blind, so she has no vision. She has a profound hearing loss. She had quite a complex heart condition.
Not everybody knows how to cope the right way. People can say the wrong things because they don't know what to say. They want to try and help, but they just don't know how to. So I forgave a lot of people. It took quite a while to learn how to get them to help me in the way that I needed help.
Really, it is so isolating. You haven't met other people who are in the same boat.
Not everybody can understand what you're going through. Nobody else in my family is deaf. Nobody else, has had a deaf child. So it's quite new to know how to communicate with her, how to know what she wants.
Anytime anything went wrong, she wouldn't sleep. She was crying. I was like, is it her ear? Is there something with her ear? Can she not hear?
I can remember speaking to our teacher of the deaf at the time and saying, I just need to be able to talk to another mother who has gone through this.
It was good to speak to somebody that had gone through the same experiences we had and could almost say to us, it will get easier, it will get better. There are support functions out there that can help you. You're not in this alone.
Other parents with disabled children, they just get it straight away. I think sometimes you can meet somebody with a disabled child and it's just like an instant friendship.
Having that support and being able to call up these friends now, they're friends of ours, and just to talk about our worries and concerns, and that's been hugely important.
To be able to actually see another child in that next stage, knowing that my daughter was coming into that stage, seeing how well that child had coped emotionally, it's incredibly supportive.
Supporting families is a really key aspect of our work. It's central to the work that we do, but we've got nowhere to provide that support. What we want to do is we want to raise money for a building, which will be a family centre, reaching probably about 800 to 1,000 families.
2 years into the programme, we've got planning permission for our centre, we've got the design, we know what we want. Now what we're about is raising the money for it.
So we want it to be a place where families can come, where they can meet each other, where they can have training, where they can have counselling.
It will be a place where they can bring their families, where they can celebrate birthdays, where they can collectivise and share their experiences. It will make a difference. It will give them a base. It will allow us to provide them with the professional support that they need. And I implore everybody, come on board, support us. We need your support. Those children and families need your support. I know it's going to be worthwhile, and they will tell you how worthwhile it is.
That community feel when you have a child with any kind of special educational need or disability, the community feel is vital in your life, because you don't get that anywhere else. There aren't other people that I can walk into a room and they will understand immediately that I have a bite mark on my arm or where it came from. They don't need to ask the question. They know, they understand, because they're living with that themselves.